Hey everyone, my name is Ashley. If this is your first time clicking on my channel, welcome. On this channel, we talk about anything finance and budgeting, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Today, we are going to be budgeting my second paycheck of June, and I am so excited to get started. So if you guys are ready to sit back and relax, play this in the background, we are going to go ahead and start this video. So today, as you can see, I am budgeting $1,936.38 using the app that you see on your screen called YNAB, also known as YNAB. I absolutely love this app for all of my budgeting and financial needs. So this is actually a little bit more than what I'm used to budgeting. So this includes my paycheck, which is actually a little bit higher than what I normally make. I did have some changes in my financial tax withholdings, federal tax withholdings, and so that did increase my paycheck a little bit, and the remaining about $200 is just me taking some stuff out of different categories to reallocate it. So as you can see, I am overspent in 6 different categories, and we have $840.55 to fund. So this is definitely different from the last time. A lot has happened in the past 2 weeks, lots of different changes in my budget, and we are going to actually talk about some of those changes when we're budgeting today. So we're going to go ahead and look for the first thing that we need to fund, and that is the eating out / beverages category. So if you're new to my channel, I don't actually put different goals or a set amount of money each month to these 5 categories here, just because some months I spend more and others I spend less, and it was just too hard to just try to track okay, how much am I going to put in this time and move money around. So what I decided to do is just take the average that I spend for these categories and just create one big holding, which is about $550, and just pull from that as needed. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do there, is click that and say cover overspending, and we're just going to cover the overspending with that holding category. So great there. So next, Leo season. So this is actually a brand new category group for me. This used to be just a line item in my MyJoy, which was for my birthday, but I decided instead of just treating myself with getting some brows done, I definitely wanted to take myself and spoil myself a little bit for my birthday. So I decided to do a birthday trip. So as you can see, I did overspend on the flight. So for the flight, it was $821.11. I did have $525 in this category, and how that came to be is I reallocated my brows money because I knew the flight was something that I was going to have to purchase right then and there, and I know my brows appointment is not until end of August, so I decided to put that money there, and so what was left over is $296.11. So just kind of backstory, me and my boyfriend are going on this trip together, but I decided to front the cost just because I wanted the points and the perks of putting it on my credit card, but he is going to be paying me back. So we're going to go ahead and cover that overspending. We're just going to click on that, and we're going to cover it with the money and the ready to assign category. Same thing, I did also purchase the hotel. I think this is just a small, a holding fee that the hotel decided to charge. They didn't charge the full amount just yet, and so that was just $90 about, and then they charged me a transaction fee because I purchased it from a different country. So we're gonna go ahead and cover that, and then when that remaining comes out, we'll go ahead and do that as well. And I do have these marked in my accounts as on the app as a reimbursement, so I remember that, hey, you're gonna get reimbursed for this. So next is Orlando. So this category was actually repurposed. So this used to be my Buffalo trip for those who are watching before. Well, the Buffalo trip got canceled, so that's not gonna happen anymore. But I was very lucky, thank goodness, to be able to cancel my flight and get a credit. So all I had to do was just pay the difference for the Orlando flight for transfer, changing the location and the dates. So thankfully that was only $112.60. So we're going to go ahead and add $112.60. Perfect. And then also for the Orlando trip, we have different activities that are going to be planned, so I definitely know that I need to start putting money in there. And then we're also doing an Airbnb. My cousin is setting this up. This is for our cousin reunion, which I'm really excited about. And so I have to pay $160 by July 8th. One great thing about YNAB is whenever you set up different goals is that if I click on it, it shows that I set this up to where that I need to spend some money by July 8th, and it's really great because it's able to split up your payment by how many months you have left. So in this case, I would need $80 now and $80 next month, but because that is coming up so soon, I'm just going to go ahead and fund the full $160. So we are good there. It says that we have reached our target. So we'll keep going. Next is family and friends. So family eating out, overspent by $187. So it was Father's Day this day, and so I decided to take my dad and my whole family out to go eat, and so that was the price of everything for a family of 4 with tip. So great. So the last thing that is overspent is my work reimbursement. So I purchase things at my job for various like celebrations and things that I do, and then I get reimbursed. I really thought I was gonna get reimbursed this past paycheck on Friday, but I guess they're running a little bit behind on the reimbursement, so I haven't got that. That is something I'm definitely not going to cover until I get that reimbursed, so we won't have to worry about that. And I think that is everything. Yeah, I think that's everything on this page. So that's the only thing that's underfunded, which is this work reimbursement. So we're gonna go ahead and move into July, and I am fully funded there. There's nothing to fund, which is great. And then we'll just move into August. So here I am underfunded by $954.37, and that is going to be my student loans. So I did reallocate a little bit of money towards these student loans, which is why you see the $45.63, but we're going to go ahead and fund the rest of it. So we'll just click here and click underfund. As you can see, there's lots of different ways to fund things in YNAB, so we'll go ahead and click that. So now I have $132.91 left over. So we're going to go back into June and see what else we can fund. Even though there's only 4 days left, usually I'm like, okay, I think I should be okay, but it has happened to me before where there had just been some unexpected expenses literally on the last day of the month, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So we're just going to make sure everything is absolutely good. And so what I'm going to go ahead and do is fund $10 for Move Studio. So the studio that I am dancing in just celebrated their 1-year celebration yesterday, and so they had a nice little party with like water games and water slides and food. And so what it was is that if you didn't bring any food, you had to pay $10, which I ended up paying the $10. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in here. I did pay that with Venmo yesterday because it's the weekend and hasn't come out of the account. I know it's coming out, so I want to make sure I am prepared for that. So we have that done. And kind of just going down, I want to talk to you before we budget anything else about the different changes to my account that I've had. And this is honestly thanks to you guys, those who have watched and commented. That's the one great thing about budgeting, is that it's very personal to you, and everybody has so many millions of different ideas of how to do things. And so someone suggested this, I think, on my budget breakdown video or my first budget with me about different changes, and I absolutely loved it and implemented it. So thank you so much for all the wonderful suggestions. So please keep commenting down below. I love reading the comments, and like I said, if I find something that you suggest that works for me, I absolutely will implement it. So this was the first thing that I implemented. It was an electronics and Amazon category. So I realized I don't have anything for any type of electronics or anything that happens, and I learned my lesson because like 2 months ago I broke my phone unexpectedly and ended up having to get like a whole new one, replace the screen, like all kinds of craziness. And so someone suggested that I create a line item so that way I can actually like keep it as a category, so anytime I ever go to look back at like my report, I can just see how much I spent. I had this at first in my stuff I forgot to budget for category because it was kind of like an emergency, mini emergency, but I really like that idea in case, hopefully, this does not happen for a very long time, but in the rare case that I do break my phone or need a screen repair or anything like that, I can go back and look, hey, this is about how much I spent, so this is about how much you may need to save up. So I really love that idea, so thank you so much for that. And then just some other changes is that I did have this family cruise. Actually was supposed to be for this year, but it ended up getting canceled because it just didn't work out with our schedule. So we ended up having to move it back to 2023. It's great, I already paid for it, so we'll just have that. And when 2023 comes in the month of August, we can start saving some stuff up. Last little category, because we have been preparing for different types of travels and I have different travel things in mind, I decided to invest in TSA PreCheck and Clear. So those are two things that I've added to my travel expenses, just because, like I said, I'm getting the travel bug, and so I definitely want to make sure that I can get through security as quickly and as easily as possible. And then also, this is not coming up for another 2 years, but I did add passport renewal because I know eventually I'm going to need to start saving up for that. So I have that in here just as a reminder, like, hey, know that this is coming up. So those are definitely some new changes to my budget. So we're going to go ahead and go back and finish budgeting up the $122.91. And the first thing that I'm thinking of that I want to do is add money to my stuff I forgot to budget for. This is just like a miscellaneous category. Obviously, we can try to budget as much as we can, but there are just some things that are completely unexpected that we're not looking, that we're just not prepared for. So I want to make sure that I have a little bit of money here, and especially with the end of the month coming up and little things like to sneak through, we'll go ahead and make sure we're covered with that. So now we have $22.91, and the only thing I can think of that I'm going to go ahead and do that is put that in my student loans. For me, any little thing that I can put extra towards my loan, even if it's like 5 cents or $50, whatever that price is, I definitely want to do that. We want to get rid of these student loans as quickly as possible. Right now they're on forbearance, thank goodness, and I'm hoping that the forbearance gets extended. If not, I will be ready to at least send one big lump sum towards my student loans, and we'll keep that process rolling. So we're going to go ahead and add that $22.91. All right, so that is it. We are all done budgeting here. This kind of sucks. I don't like this, but I know that I'm going to get it reimbursed hopefully soon. But anyways, that is it. So thank you guys so much for watching my videos. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. I absolutely did not think anyone would be even slightly interested in watching me, but I'm so excited to be a part of this budgeting community. Once again, thank you guys so much. Please continue to like, comment, and subscribe, and I cannot wait to see you guys at the next video. Bye!